I know something's about to go down.
Hello. What are you laughing at? You find that so funny that I started an episode so enthusiastically.
Because I was looking at you thinking, how's he going to say the first thing? What's the first thing he's... I always look at you and go, I wonder what he's going to say first.
Yeah.
Because you do take that lead.
Yeah, maybe I should stop. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Sit up a bit. Look at you bloody slouching.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is the reason why I take the lead. Thank you very much.
It runs a tight ship.
God, I'll let you straighten up before I cut back to you.
Is that okay?
That's better. Yeah, have some pride in your bloody work.
Look like you're here to work. Bloody hell.
Right, we're gonna pretend I'm gonna do the I could be your grandma bit at the end, and you're gonna jump in, and you're gonna try and do a better intro than I just did there with that beautiful hello.
Hello.
Which made everyone feel so good they were back for episode 18 of I Could Be Your Grandma. Okay, right, you ready?
Yeah.
Wait there, no. I could be your grandma.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, you beat me.
Yeah.
Shit, she got a better intro. You went the McConaughey. Bastard.
You always go with McConaughey.
All right.
He's got like a really...
Is that Ace Ventura doing McConaughey?
All right.
Alrighty then.
Have you seen that woman who looks like Jim Carrey? Who does a really great impression of him?
Oh, maybe, actually.
She's massive on TikTok.
Yeah, of course.
She's
That's a breeding ground for
in
her
fact,
type,
I
isn't
feel
it?
like we should get a video up. It's really great.
Maybe later in the episode.
All right.
What? Are you saying all right? Or...
No, I'm going, all right. You okay?
Oh, right. Yeah, I thought you were having a go at me for saying maybe later in the episode.
All right.
Fuck it, I was only suggesting.
It did come out like
It
that, but
did.
I meant it more like, all right.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
How are you, Alfie?
I'm good.
You okay?
I like our new setup. Second week in the new setup.
It worked, didn't it?
It really works. Felt relaxed.
Comfortable. Look, she's got slippers on and everything.
God, you're a lady of leisure.
That's my phrase at the minute. You started using it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, ladies of leisure.
I say it. I don't know what. Okay, so me and my best friend, there's a few phrases that we say that
Right.
cover things, but without saying anything at all.
Yeah.
Number one is, that's it, isn't it?
Well, that's it, isn't it?
Like the most boring thing you can say when someone tells you something is, well, that's it, isn't it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean is another one. You just throw that in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You know other people use these too.
No, I know. That's
Okay,
what I'm
good.
saying. Other people,
I
say
didn't want to be the
this.
one that broke it to you that these are common sayings in the English
No,
language.
surely we were the first ones who ever put the words "that's it, isn't it" in that formation.
Yeah, unfortunately, someone beat you to the punchline.
But ladies of leisure, I've started saying it to everyone. Like, oh,
You
what
say
did
it
you
to me
What
all
did
the
you get
time.
up to the weekend? And they're like, oh, well, I went for a nice. I actually went for a really nice walk down near that park. Oh, and then I'll go, oh, well, you are a lady of leisure. Look at you, ladies of leisure.
And then they go to the mate and they go, Bridget's a bit of a bitch, isn't
Yeah, she's a
she?
bit
Taking
weird.
the piss out of me. Yeah, I'm a lady of leisure, actually. Just because I went to walk. Like, God, why should she make me feel like shit?
And then I say it a lot about myself. I'll just go, well, I'm a lady of leisure. What can I say?
I do catch you talking to yourself saying that phrase far too often. Well, I'm a lady of leisure, what can I say?
Well, give me another month. I'll move on to another phrase. But I'm liking lady of leisure.
Well, last month it was the tale of two halves. I couldn't not get you to stop saying that.
I loved that one. It was a tale of two halves.
Yeah.
How was your day at work? Well, it was a tale of three halves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Did,
I woke up.
Didn't you make someone laugh with that once, loads, and you thought, I'm going to stick with it? That's what happened, wasn't it?
I've got him.
I found it. I found the key to humour, and it's a tale of two halves.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? I'm a lady of leisure, and the day was a tale of three halves.
There you go. Three halves? What are you talking about?
Well, you
Is
can.
that the joke?
Yeah.
Is that the joke?
It's a tale. It's a tale of three halves. Yeah, that's great. I like that.
Okay.
It's language, eh?
Language. Bloody hell. Anyway, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
New layout for those of you who missed last week's. We're sat on the sofa. We're relaxed. We're ladies of leisure.
Grandmas don't sit on difficult wooden chairs that are uncomfortable. They make the most of the world around them.
They do. They do indeed.
And they take pleasure in the little things.
Yeah.
This is why we're sat on a sofa.
They take pleasure in leisure, and that's what we're doing. And do you know what I was thinking about the other day was I did that 24-hour podcast on a wooden chair.
I don't know why we didn't do it like this.
I know.
You know
well,
why?
we would have fallen asleep, that's why.
I suggested doing it on this, I must say.
I know you did.
And you went, no. You'll fall asleep.
And I don't go back on that. I don't go back on that at all.
Yeah.
I live by that.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because I can keep you awake and you can keep me awake. But I knew for myself, if I wasn't uncomfortable, if I was too comfortable, I wouldn't make it. I need that uncomfortable thing to get through.
Now we've been living here a couple of months now. Have you had a
It's been
nap?
more than that. About 5 months.
That's it.
Yeah.
My word.
I know.
Time flies.
Oh, it does indeed.
Have you had a nap yet on this sofa?
I haven't had a nap on this sofa.
Maybe that
I
needs
haven't.
to change. this
No,
week.
I've lied down on it.
Okay.
We're getting into the juicy stuff. I've laid down on it, but I've never slept. But you know me, I don't really nap anymore.
Oh.
It takes a lot of you have to really persuade me
And
to have a nap.
well, the
don't you?
conditions have to be right. It's quite rare that you have time in the day.
So
You
just
don't
a
have
nap.
anything to do but
Yeah.
nap. That's why the other weekend I wasn't feeling too well, and it was a day I was off.
Perfect.
I was like, put the conditions.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
stars have aligned. Me and this nap. It was
There you
meant
go.
to be in the cosmos. It was written.
There you go.
Yeah, and it was great.
Do you reckon like rich, wealthy people just nap all the time? Or do you reckon they're really productive and having loads of fun with their money?
All of them.
Every single rich person. We're
They all
speaking
live the same
generally
way.
here,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
all rich people are the same. They hate you stereotyping them, but they are.
Yeah. They hate you stereotyping
Yeah.
them.
They can't stand it when you stereotype them. Do you reckon rich people that don't work, just nap?
I think naps just come later in life because you've got more free time, and I think you're tireder.
Yeah,
aren't
that's
you?
true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Old rich people nap then.
Oh, definitely all the time.
Not those youngins though.
No, they're busy on their boats and
Yeah,
stuff like
too
that.
busy doing shit. aren't
Yeah, too busy causing havoc.
they? Yeah. Well, welcome to the show.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's get right into it with rich people.
Oh well, yeah, it's quite apt actually. We segued into that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a seasoned pro now.
I
18
listened to
episodes.
something the other day
Oh, yeah.
about the idea of being rich, and I have to remember this. I have to remember this because coming off the back of a pandemic,
Mhm.
with the world in the state that it is, I think a lot of us have been, and with the increase of seeing people's lives on social media constantly, being reminded of maybe things you don't have.
Yeah.
I feel
Always something.
yeah, and we've touched upon greed before.
Yep.
But I think I certainly have felt this increase of, I need like more than, I used to be really flippant about like, I just need what I need to get me by and I'm happy with that.
Right.
But I think the past 2 years have made me think like, oh no, you need more.
What, you need more stuff?
Money.
Oh, I thought you were about your things and stuffs.
Things and bits.
Yeah.
No,
Because
no,
I've
no,
never
money.
classed you as a materialistic person at all.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. If
You're very low maintenance.
If you meet me, you'll know.
yeah. I mean, just look at that shirt. Fucking hell. I'm
says-
kidding. I know, this is the joke, hey, babe. It's a comedy pod. What happens on this sofa stays on this sofa.
Sometimes comedy.
Look at me, scruff bag and a hoodie and a hat.
I know.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I was joking about the shirt.
I do look like a scruffy bastard. What was I saying before that? Oh, I actually did read something
You want
about...
more money? That's what you want.
Wait.
You're not rich enough.
Going to get back to money 1 second. I
Okay.
actually did read somewhere the other day about how a woman had like a surgery done and they found this tumbler.
A tumbler?
Like a fully perfect glass in
Where?
in her stomach.
Did you know how it got there?
Maybe we could look it up. So because I saw it and was intrigued and then got distracted about something else.
What was it then? So a woman with a tumbler in her stomach.
Tumbler in a tum.
A tummy tumbler. Oh dear. You've got to talk whilst I Google.
Okay,
this.
so but what was really odd was that they were like,
Is this it?
that
on
was
the,
it.
on the
That was it.
sun?
She thought she had a UTI.
Right. Let me just get the.
The Sun.
Let me just get it.
Credible source of all of our information.
Let me just get it up for the folks at home. Right, there we go. Okay, so a UTY, classic Sun headline.
Well done, Sun.
Woman's UTI turns out to be glass tumbler lodged in her bladder for 4 years.
I don't understand how she got it up there. Well, we know.
Well, a woman whose doctors thought had a UTI. Jesus, that's a badly
I
written
know.
sentence,
Come
isn't it?
on, Son.
Actually had a glass tumbler stuck in her bladder for 4 years.
The 45-year-old had come to hospital complaining of typical lower UTI, urinary tract infection, symptoms such as leaking.
Oh dear.
Oh, there it
Oh
is.
fuck
Yeah.
me, that's a full-on
A scan
glass.
of the woman's abdomen revealed a large bladder stone with a glass encased.
That's a bladder stone. Oh my god, that's big.
What? Somehow the glass remained intact for the years it was in the woman's bladder. I don't understand why they've
They
not
were
got
left
to the point
stunned when
yet.
scans revealed there was a glass inside the bladder. It was encased by an 8-centimeter wide bladder
Here we
stone.
go.
Fuck
The woman from Tunisia revealed she had used the drinking glass
There
as
we
a sex
go.
toy
It's always a sex
a
toy.
number of years before and just
Oh.
forgot that there was a tumbler in there. What?
Evidently, she had inserted it into the urethral, the hole which females urinate from, rather than the vagina.
How? I don't think that was that
Does
big.
that?
It's like
No,
the size
that
of
can't happen.
No, I don't think it can. Astonishing scan and image of the glass and bladder stone. While the medical report does not mention it, the woman may have been practicing what's known as urethral sounding. What's that?
Oh, the risky activity involves inserting a glass or object into the urethra, the tube that urine passes through, to heighten sexual pleasure and arousal.
I don't understand how you can put something in there.
That men do that sounding.
Put something in the end of their.
Yeah. You can get proper little sex toys that do it.
I don't want to talk
and
about
they stretch it out.
This is. I don't. I didn't think.
Are
this
you
was
not? Are you not?
physically-
Is your mind not blown that there might be another passage to sexual pleasure, which is your urethra?
Not really. No.
Are you not? Does that not blow you away that you're like all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's this thing I could try that could heighten my sexual pleasure. I'm not saying let's do it, but like, I would never think.
How's that called?
Official mug guys for the urethra. And it's mad that I wouldn't think that would
Ever
even
be
be
a thing.
possible, even be remotely possible that you could. That glass was big,
It's huge. It's a tumbler. It's a proper tumbler.
really big tumbler.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be quite a extreme thing. Like, did she practice with? She must have started small.
This is
with,
my
like,
question. This is my question: is do you just go straight in with a tumbler?
Like grains of sand. I don't understand how anything bigger than that is going there. I didn't even know that was
But also, my question is, and it's always my question when we read these stories or
Okay.
you come across these tales, is
why?
so that was in for well, yeah, obviously, but like that was in there for 4 years. Like, how did it get up there and you forget about it? Like, how did she pop it up there and lose track of it, lose touch of it? Because you'd think at the time she'd shove it up there and then she'd be like, oh fuck, I can't get it out. I've got a fucking tumbler in my fucking urethra. What do I do?
There was so many fucks in that
I
sentence.
know, because I'm really riled up by this urethra tumbler. Like then to just let it go for 4 years. Like, how do you forget that it's up there?
Maybe she just like, it's not causing me any pain right now. I'm just going to leave it. People get so embarrassed about these medical things.
Yeah.
It might have just been one of them things where she was like, well, I can't feel it. It's probably it's probably somewhere. I know. It's really but there are stories of women who like, you know, have a tampon in and then forget and then put another one in. And then and then that's sort of genuinely like a fear of mine that I'll forget. When I heard that once, every time now I'm like, hang on a minute. Did I
Is
definitely
that why there's
take...
all those bathroom mirrors on our floor?
What?
Is that why there's so many mirrors on our floor?
Why would I need mirrors on the floor?
Check if you've got a tampon up there.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Isn't it?
You just put a mirror down, you can see everything.
I know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Every time it is a little thought in my head, like, is there already one in there? Is there one just lost in the world? But it might be. It might be.
No, you'd know.
I don't know. It don't work, does it? Because I'd know.
I don't understand, like, how the women's body works.
Me too.
Shock, guys. Surprise, surprise. I'm not an expert on the female form.
I'm not. That shocked me.
But, like, I don't understand how the tumbler can go in and it doesn't just hit the pelvic bone. Like, how does it get inside a bladder?
No, I suppose it's all in the same thing, though, isn't it? You're not going past the bone. You're going into the bladder, which is big.
Oh, this makes me feel bad. This makes me feel really uncomfortable.
I know. I literally, everything's like tightened down there.
I imagine there's a lot of people have stopped listening. No.
Right, okay. The ultra rich.
Yeah, the ultra rich. Let's go back to the ultra rich.
What I was saying was, I feel like there's been a real increase in people wanting more money.
Yeah.
Because we've suddenly understand the fragility of life. Everything can be stripped away, right?
I see, yeah.
So everyone wants a bit more cash.
Yeah.
But if everybody if I said to you now you could have £1 million, you'd be like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I'd be pretty chuffed.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody in this whole court was given £1 million.
We live in a court. We don't call the flat a court.
Our court.
This is our court of justice
we are
and
holding
reasoning.
Court today.
We are kind of.
If everybody
got £1 million.
Got £1 million, then you'd want to be the one who had £1 billion. You always want to be richer than what you are. Always. It doesn't matter how rich you are. If you have the mindset that you want to keep being rich, it's never going to be enough, is it? Never going to be enough.
I don't know. I disagree with that. I think if I got $1 million now, if someone like gave me $1 million,
right?
I would. Yeah, I'd be but that's because I'm not poor now. But like that's because I've not got much money.
But isn't your money always relative to what you have? So you would then have a lifestyle.
I get used to a lifestyle of $1 million.
Of $1 million,
and then I want more,
or whatever that is, and then you're like, oh well, yeah, this is a lifestyle with this amount of money. Yeah. But I could have that lifestyle with that amount of money.
Do you think that's why rich people are more miserable generally? Then
I
they
think
say
so.
That richer people are a bit moody.
Bit moody, aren't they?
Is that, do you think that's why a lot of rich people are unhappy, because they're constantly striving for more, even though they should have every reason to just be completely content with what they have now? I think it also depends massively on how you've gained your wealth. Maybe if it's been inherited, I think there'll be an ingrained belief that things are just given to you. Oh, definitely, yeah. And you don't have to, you don't feel like there's any sense of achievement. Everyone's different though, aren't they? Like people might have worked really, really hard. Yeah. And I have like intended to be like, I want to be this successful in this thing. I'm going to get this rich. Yeah. But yeah, I have to be careful with myself. I have to really check myself at the minute of being like, you've never had that mindset before of money will. Is that grown out of fear for what can happen if you have no money though? Is that where it's coming? Is it a survival thing? Yeah, I think it is. Right. I think it's like, it's the same, comes from the same thread of, when people started stockpiling stuff. Yeah. It's like, I need to keep everything in just in case I'm prepping. I'm giving myself the best survival chances. Is that what you mean? You have to check yourself because are you saying you have to check yourself because you don't want to be that person that just goes internal and doesn't think about humanity in general? Right. And I have to remember that like I'm very lucky with, because you've heard me like moan about money a lot. More than I've ever moaned about money. I've never really been that bothered. Like,
you know, because you pay for everything.
Yeah.
No, but like I'm. That's not true, by the way. I contribute equally. But it's that I just need to remind myself that what you've got is what you've got.
Yeah.
There's no point wasting any time on thinking like, but in 10 years I'll be richer.
What if?
So you know, things will be better.
Yeah.
Things are never
chances
better.
are, you know, if you work hard in life and you know you're putting your dues, then yeah, in 10 years' time you probably will be a little bit better off because you'll have saved a lot of more money. You might have been able to buy a house or whatever. Like you probably will. But I definitely agree. There's no point thinking of that time and being like, I need to make sure that in 10 years I'm better than that. But then I guess maybe there is something productive in that because it makes you work hard. I don't know. But it's definitely important not to get bogged down by your cash.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's interesting though because like I feel like when I had no cash, so like when I lived on my own when I was 16, I haven't said that for a while actually. When I had no cash, you know, paying rent, didn't have, you know, a job that paid much money at all. Or like when you're at uni, you don't have a lot of money, do you? When you had like no cash, I just did not worry about it at all.
Did
not worry about finances in the slightest. Even though the stakes were so much higher. Didn't worry.
Do you think that was because you were just really at that age though? Because I think if you had no money now, at the age you're at, I think it'd be a different stress.
Yeah, but it's because I'm used to having money now.
Right.
I know people that are my age that have barely anything.
Yeah.
And they've always had barely anything.
And they're
still fine. They just like I like say to them like, how do you live your life like this, not in constant state of dread?
Right.
And they're like,
you judgmental bastard.
yeah, you poor piece of shit.
And they're like, wow, I'm really glad I got Alfie over for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
He's really picked me up.
You're worthless. You've got absolutely nothing. How do you live your life?
How do you sleep at night? Don't you just want to like curl up and die?
Yeah.
The depression of it all.
What's the point? You've got nothing. Anyway, thanks for that Chicago town pizza you put in the oven for us.
Yeah, I'll be on my way.
I'll pick up some sushi on the way home that I
From
can
M&S.
afford. Scum. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a good friend.
Yeah, you're a great friend.
But also that what's funny about this is that like wealth, I reckon, brings behavioural changes in you, like
you change.
ego,
You've got to change.
Like I think, like I generally find that people, and I include myself in this, is people that are on, you know, not like who have never had much money, or maybe have a little bit, generally quite polite, quite respectful of public spaces, you know, like other people, very respectful of other people. I'm thinking of when we went to that restaurant, you know, in France when we were on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And it was quite a fancy restaurant.
It was.
I think we talked about this on the 24-hour pod where...
Oh, yeah.
So for us, it's like a really big occasion
Right.
because we save money to then go and have a fancy meal once every 6 months, once a year, whatever.
Right.
So like, and for this, it was like our honeymoon. So like we'd saved up for our honeymoon, going to a fancy restaurant, beautiful little restaurant in this tiny little village in Provence. So for us, it's like totally out of our, you know, standard comfort financial zone. But then there was that couple that came in who had the tiny little yappy dog. And they were, you could tell they clearly had cash.
Yeah.
Like they were, you know, dressed very, very nicely.
Yeah, they're just a dress made out of cash.
Just a cash dress.
Yeah.
Tiny dog, usually a sign of wealth.
Tiny dog in the handbag, but a big dog at home.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the guy was always on his phone, going out for phone calls. They both looked miserable, which again is another sign of wealth. Both looked absolutely miserable.
So wealthist.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But carry on. No, I'm gonna,
There's more people that I could be discriminatory against, but I think wealthy people are fine.
They get it. They're all right.
They're all right.
Yeah.
And they just like were very rude to the staff. They were like very snippy and snappy. You know, looked pretty miserable. They came in also like 15 minutes before it closed.
Yeah,
like, and
then
you could hear the staff
open.
were like, "Oh, we're closing" or whatever, and they were like, "No, we want a table."
Yeah.
Anyway, she pulls out her dog. She pulls out Tupperware for her dog and lets her dog eat
off the table. Yeah.
When everyone else is around there, like, this is a nice restaurant. What are you doing? But because they're that wealthy, they don't give a fuck.
Okay. I'm gonna put. What if there's a restaurant for them that makes them poor?
Ah, ultra rich restaurant.
So, like, I'm just trying to think if we went to, insert, pretty standard restaurant here, like
the one on Oxford Road.
insert pretty standard.
That's a great name for a restaurant.
Yeah. Like I don't want to. I don't know, like a Pizza Hut.
How dare you? Yeah, go on.
So, for some people, that might be a lot of money.
Especially if you're a family of like 6.
There's a lot of you.
Like you're taking out your kids for a meal at Pizza Hut. It's not cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
But we might.
I wouldn't pull a dog out and let it eat off a table at Pizza Hut though.
Yeah, but your attitude might be different. There might be a place that couple go to and they feel poor and out of place.
Yeah.
And there might be an ultra rich with an even smaller dog.
But a bigger Tupperware.
Yeah, the biggest Tupperware you've seen.
Yeah. That Tupperware that the dog's eating from is from the restaurant that they are actually eating at. So like, so the Tupperware.
Yeah.
Inception here, right?
Okay.
Our restaurant where we were at in France.
Yeah.
Couple eating there with the dog in the Tupperware.
Yeah.
Right. They had dog food in their Tupperware.
Yes.
But down the road at the ultra rich restaurant, the food in the dog's Tupperware is the food from the restaurant the other couple are eating at.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And then they walk out and they look at they walk past and see the couple eating there and they go, we feed that to our dogs.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, you poor.
Scoff at them.
We wouldn't even let our dog eat that shit.
Yeah. What would they do like they could just do whatever. They could just start doing whatever they want at that. Right. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving up on that thought.
Yeah.
Well, you sent me something the other day, didn't you? About rich
yeah.
people.
Well, this is like, I saw this really cool thing about what people in hotels have recapped of the ultra rich doing in their hotels.
Ultra rich in hotels. It was
in hotels, yeah.
The super rich do some wild shit at hotels, according to staff. Okay.
Yeah,
See, big money makes your head go weird.
Yeah.
It definitely does.
By way of example, a sommelier at a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Italy.
Is that a wine tasting person?
Sommelier, yeah, I think it is. Recently told Vice that he once entered a couple in their 60s. Entered. Wow, go you. Brag.
Fucking a rich couple.
He once encountered a couple in their 60s who ordered the finest veal sirloin steak cooked rare. The order was for their dog.
Oh my God. This is like
we couldn't
fucking
make this up
this.
To understand just how creative people can get with their desires and demands in those pretty places meant only for the ridiculously rich. We asked hotel insiders to give us a ringside view of their world.
Great. Okay. Only a few months back, the president of a multinational automobile conglomerate stepped into the hotel lobby with over 24 security guards surrounding him and started crawling and growling on the floor like an animal late into the night. It probably gave him some weird power trip. He did this every night in the lobby for nearly a month in front of other guests who'd silently witnessed the sheer horror of it all. What the hell?
I know.
Growling. Yeah, because you can just get away with that.
You could just be an animal on the floor.
Just saying, don't matter, I'm fucking rich compared to all of you people here.
I don't know. Is that about him being rich or is that about him being mentally ill?
That's the question, isn't it?
Like, wow, this ultra rich person did some crazy stuff. He took a shit on the lobby floor.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, the
he's so rich.
yeah. Look at me with all my cash. I could just take a poo right here.
Yeah. He's so rich, he slashes his wrists with fucking £20 notes. He's definitely fine.
He was so rich, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
Just because he could.
Oh, dear. The horse had to follow the groom everywhere, whether he was eating or shitting. What? Oh, in the late 1980s, the mega industrialist son threw a wedding. Oh, this mega industrialist son threw a wedding. The groom had a horse that had to follow him everywhere, whether he was eating or shitting. It was only on the second or third day that we found out he developed an unhealthy, almost sexual infatuation towards the horse. So they are just mentally
towards the horse. It didn't
ill
take
then.
a detective to crack it. He named the horse after his ex-wife.
Oh, God.
What? He named the horse after his ex-wife.
Definitely can do bestiality. Oh, definitely can do bestiality if you're rich.
And get away with it. Yeah. Well, all the more reason then, Alf, for us to, get working harder.
Yeah, that's it. Get rich.
That's what we want.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. One person commented on that one and was like, all this money and you all ain't seeking therapy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, what are they all doing?
A millionaire from China had a disastrous singing career before he made it big in tech space. Somehow he never got over his past. Initially we pitied him because it seemed like a classic case of trauma, but things came to a head when he wanted to have dinner off a blow-up doll
Resembling Taylor Swift. What? The doll itself was iced out in expensive jewellery in a swimsuit. This continued for a few days until we found the doll riddled with what looked like bullet holes lying supine outside his room.
Fuck, man. These people are all messed up.
If you had to eat your dinner off a blow-up doll...
Yeah.
Resembling a famous person...
I thought you'd never ask this question.
Been waiting for this for years.
How has this question only come up on episode 18?
If you had to eat your dinner off a blow-up doll of a celebrity, who would it be?
Someone that makes me feel hungry.
That's not what I meant. Someone that makes you do what?
Well, it can't be someone that puts me off my appetite, can it?
Like someone gross.
Yeah, it can't be someone gross. It's got to be someone that makes me feel hungry.
Well, I was thinking it'd be weird. You could have a power trip of doing someone gross. So you could do like Trump.
Yeah, but what makes
and then eat your dinner off Trump.
but like what is Trump gonna? He's not gonna make me feel hungry.
More surface area. Buffet style. You could fit loads of food on him.
Yeah, but I'm going to look at his fat waste of a body and think, oh, I'm not hungry now.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow, she's only you're only going to fit like a couple of celery sticks on her.
Are we living in 1994? Why are you talking about Gwyneth Paltrow? Is she the most modern female celebrity you can think of?
I just thought I was just trying to think of someone who was super slim.
Yeah. No, I is it weird if I go for a guy?
Interesting.
Is it though? Because I wasn't thinking of it, but I'm asking you, is it weird if I go for a guy?
Not really, but it depends if the guy's really muscular. Food would sit quite nicely in the crevices.
Is it real or a blow-up person?
Oh, of course. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, blow-up. I forgot about that. But, with blow-up dolls these days, it could be pretty accurate.
Well, I think there's something inherently sexual about eating off someone's body, whether it's blow-up or not.
Right, okay.
So I don't think it'd be a guy for me because I think it's quite a sexy thing, isn't it? It's not degrading eating off someone's body, I don't think. I think it's a respect of like beauty and food.
I think it's a power thing though. I think it is kind of not disrespect, but it definitely is a form of control and power, which in a way is like violence.
Because this is a real thing. Because you do genuinely get people that are like sushi models things.
Women.
Yeah, that like. Yeah. So it's definitely not a made up thing.
Is it kind of in the same brand of people wanting to do like coke off like women's like breasts and bums and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a sign of wealth and power, definitely, isn't it?
That you just, wow, that's so funny. Why eating something off someone's body?
Anyway, going back to the old stuff up doll thing.
Yeah.
I'd probably do, who made me feel hungry? maybe like, maybe.
I can't wait for whoever you've got to say.
I'm in two minds. I've got a couple of choices in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Dawn French or Miriam Margolyes. They make me feel quite hungry. And I don't mean because they're larger ladies. I don't mean because they're larger ladies.
Because they
have very appetizing faces. Do you not think? They've got such joy in their face that why the hell wouldn't I want to eat off it?
It's the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like, have you ever seen someone's face who's that lovely? You just, all you want to do is just eat something off it. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Is there not some truth in what I'm saying though? Do you not know what I'm saying? Do you not think I'm right?
God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But then my other option was
God, you could just like put a nice bob of mayonnaise and dip some chips on Dawn French's cheek.
that's what I'm saying. And she's got such
Oh.
a beautiful face. She's got such a beautiful, joyous face.
You want to
that-
eat your roast dinner off
Yeah,
it?
that it kind of would be nice to look at and eat stuff. Because this is the only logic I'm thinking,
I'm
right?
so confused by this.
But then my other thought was maybe Nigella Lawson.
That's a good one. You want to eat off
Yeah.
night? Yeah, but that's sexual, right?
Yeah, but she's also
So
a chef.
So is it? Yeah. So you are alluding to the fact that they have to be kind of food related.
They don't have to be. I'm saying
Big
that's
appetite.
That's what. I'm not. They don't have to be. That's not what I'm saying. That's why I said I had multiple choices. Because my first thought is that it must be a sexual thing
Right.
to do. So then I thought, who's sexy and food related? Nigella Lawson, renowned for being the sexy cook. But then I also wanted to get away from the sexual thing, and that it isn't necessarily sexual.
And go for the woman who played a vicar.
No, people that make you feel joyful, because food makes me feel joyful.
It's really sweet, Alfie.
Do you know what I mean?
That's very sweet.
And I think because there is some sexualness in there, I wouldn't pick a guy that makes me feel joyful. Dawn French is a joyful woman. She makes me feel very happy. She's
Okay.
great in Vicar of Dibley. She's great in everything.
I've
She's
never
got a
heard
beautiful
you
face.
mention Dawn French this much.
I know. Maybe something that's coming out.
I know.
Who would you go for?
I just find it really interesting that you wouldn't go for somebody who like is
Who-
dinner
who-
plate perfect.
Who would
know?
you not be surprised by? If I said like Taylor Swift or something.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, they're like, I don't know, porcelain and like plate like.
But again,
like perfect, shiny.
But again, it doesn't make me feel hungry.
Well, who would? This is the thing, though. This is a
And
stupid.
I'd feel so self-conscious about my own body.
It's just.
Whilst I'm shoveling shit in my face, eating off their
Alfie.
perfect porcelain body.
I know. Don't think about it too much. I think you're getting a bit.
I'm giving you a good answer here.
I don't think eating food off a human is or a doll. What's weird is that like you would be eating a doll version of Dawn French. It'd just be weird.
It wouldn't.
It would, and it wouldn't look like her.
Please answer the question yourself.
See, for me, I think it would have to be someone who's like, I don't know, like The Rock.
Ah, it's boring. Boring Rock. Everyone's eating off the Rock.
Yeah, we're all eating off rocks, like plates. Like, that's what I mean. Like, somebody who's just, I don't.
What made you think the Rock? Because he's a perfect male specimen body. Gorgeous body.
Yeah, I think that was.
So it's
I think
definitely more
that's it.
sexual for you then.
No,
and
it's
this
not
isn't a judgmental thing.
No, it's not sexual because I don't actually find The Rock attractive. That's
Okay.
what's really weird.
Okay.
I think it's just like he's like looks after himself. So it's like a clean.
He's like a
surface.
utensil.
Yeah. Subconsciously, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I've always
Yeah.
thought The Rock is like a utensil.
Yeah, like he's like a plate.
The Rock.
Yeah. Yeah. So you wouldn't choose a hairy biker then?
I mean, come on. You would. I don't know.
You wouldn't choose Kingy?
You couldn't have like gravy and all like it's too hairy and old.
They're a doll.
I keep forgetting that. It's so weird. I don't want it. I don't want to do it at all. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, you know what you can get me for my birthday?
I don't. A doll of Dawn,
A Dawn
French.
French doll, please.
And you won't have sex with it. I'll come in
I'll
and
eat
you
it.
like
I'll
you're
eat off
eating
it.
soup out off her belly button.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh. Yeah, well, that's it though, Alf. Would you have like sweet food off Dawn French or savoury?
I think I would have sweet.
Yeah.
I think I'd have brownies
Yeah.
and cakes and scones.
Bit weird to have like a
and
ham.
jam roly-poly. Yeah, exactly. No, I'd have sweet things. I'd have jam roly-polies. I'd have macarons, macaroons. I'd have cupcakes, Maltesers, cheesecake, sticky toffee pudding, and a bit of ice cream.
Where were you picturing all them being? Were you working up or down?
Oh, I was going all over the place.
Top to toe.
Yeah, I wasn't. There was no logic in it. It was just fill in every gap, basically.
Put little Maltesers in between her toes.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
Don French is actually my answer.
I can't. That is so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What else do the crazy rich do?
What else did the crazy rich do? It's a great question, Bridge. So he saw this guy who had a Taylor Swift doll. This guy's stocks tanked, so he threw a private mourning. He asked for 20 cooked lobsters to be laid out on his body and dipped his shirt in an ice bucket filled with 3 Italian red wines.
Mad.
What? That night he wanted to sleep on the table of the restaurant. He dipped his shirt in that bucket and kept wiping his face for the next few hours with that $1,000 wine-soaked shirt.
That's like a very ritualistic.
Yeah, there's
quite
something
mystical,
quite satanic in there, isn't
yeah,
there?
like very, like very, very strange. Very strange. To dip his face. Sorry, to put this cloth of red wine on your face.
Yeah, really weird.
Because
Very
his
strange
stock's
one.
tanked. I think his brain's tanked.
The sheik booked 2 floors of the hotel for his entourage, which largely consisted of his many wives, and permitted only female hotel staff to enter the area. Often, in the middle of the night, we would hear death metal blasting from the windows of these rooms. We can only imagine what happened in those
Oh
hours.
dear, yeah. It'd be weird, wouldn't it, if you worked at a hotel and a guy rocked up and he had the whole top floor reserved for him and his wives. It'd be extraordinary to come into the presence of somebody like that. Like,
Yeah.
I forget that these kind of people
These
exist
people
in the
do
world.
exist. And they are quite scary, aren't they? That
Absolutely
power.
terrifying.
Yeah.
There are people who are in the world who are allowed to have multiple wives.
Yeah, but it's not that. Well, I guess that is the element of the scary thing, but it's the fact that you can just have a whole floor. You can have
Yeah.
a full floor of a hotel.
Not the wives slaves, it's the floor. That
No,
is
no,
the
that's
most,
fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. No, of course that's scary.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, no, it is mad.
Yeah, because especially I'm thinking from a male point of view as well, because like he only let female staff there as well. I'm thinking like, there's stuff going on up there. I can't go. Like, there's this secret place that's like, oh, weird.
I don't know if we've spoken about this before. Oh.
I explained it very well.
I don't know if we spoke about this before. Did I talk about Simon Cowell at all? About my interaction with him?
We talked about the fact that he loved fish fingers.
Yeah, but he requested only like female staff at the.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Are we going to sell this story to the Sun?
Should we?
So talk me through.
It was something like he. Oh, I won't give anything away about where it was, but I think he requested. I think his like team got in touch with the venue and said, I think I think Simon. In fact, I might be making this up. I think maybe
Are we going to have a court case on our hands soon?
Well, we are in a court. Such a daft joke. You see, it took me a while.
How we've gone full circle on court. What is going on?
Yeah. When you said court, I suddenly was like, I've heard that word before.
There's a joke in this somewhere. Go on. Right. So what happened?
I actually think it was more. I don't know. I feel like he did request that he had like young women, or it might have been
Young
not
women.
but like good-looking women, and I was on the top of that list. Don't know why.
Don't read into that
Don't know
laugh.
why. That's so funny.
Don't read into that. It's because you made me laugh. Because you were there. I'm laughing.
Yes.
I'm laughing the way the way you said it. The way you said it. That's all it is.
Right. Great. Well, thank you for this. You've taken the piss out of my shirt. You told me I'm not. I wouldn't be the
I think
first
I'm
pick.
the worst husband ever.
So what actually happened, Alf?
I wouldn't be his first pick, you're going to say.
So what he did is there's all the staff lined up in a row. It's so mean.
sorry.
So what actually happened?
Sorry, because I know I wouldn't be anyone's first pick for a waiter.
Well, you're not like, so what the way it actually happened is like, right, Simon Cowell,
You lined up.
we were all lined up. And he looks, and he was looking down the line, all of us there in our black shirts and our ties, all the stuff, right? These 0-hour contract workers from Manchester. And he went down the line, and he just paused, and he got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he went, that one.
I'll have that one.
Leave. The rest of you.
One.
Go. The rest of you may go now.
And they parted like a sea and just left you standing alone in the room with Simon Cowell. Surely not me, Simon.
Simon. Fuck's sake. Actually crying so I don't understand why.
I'm sorry. You're so beautiful. You're the most beautiful girl in the world.
I know.
That's what Simon said. No,
You're
you
the most
are.
perfect thing I've ever seen. You must be on my staff.
Yeah, you must serve me fish fingers later.
She's the one who will serve you fish fingers.
No, of course I believe that he wanted you.
Oh,
Of course.
Struth.
So that isn't obviously what happened, but
No.
he did request
No,
attractive.
obviously not. And thank you for clarifying that, though.
But he did request female staff.
Well, I think I might be making it up. I think like maybe our managers were like, we'll just put the female staff on.
Put the pretty girls on.
Yeah, and that's when they went, yeah, Bridget.
Is Bridget working that day? If not, get her voted.
Yeah.
You think I'm joking, babe? I'm not.
I know it is funny though, because it is. I know why it's funny.
Why?
Because I'm not like the first pick of attractive.
You are. You're my first pick.
No, I know that, but I'm not the first pick. So it's just it's funny. It's funny. It is funny.
No, I'm just thinking as well, because if it was me,
You go, where's Dawn Fresh? I love these ones, but if you got anything a bit older and a bit fatter,
Oh, stop being mean.
hey, she's very proud of being fat.
Yeah, I know. No, but I'm thinking if it was me, and I don't mean me as the guy picking you. I mean, if I was in a room full of attractive men to wait on Amanda Holden, like I if we were in that scenario, we're all lined up, I would be like so I'd be so like, I know that I'm not going to get picked. I'd be so like shocked when they went, you. I'd be like, me? Why am I? What? I'm nothing.
But surely not.
So like, I'm laughing because
I know.
I'm thinking if it was me, I'd be so like, they want me to be on the staff.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing.
I know. Well, I remember thinking at the time, I was like, yeah, we are a pretty bad looking bunch.
But I'm the best of them.
Yeah, I might just be kind of like the best of a bad pig. I don't know.
So what do these dick taste like though?
Like fish fingers.
Ah, gross. So what? He requested stuff. Did he say anything weird to you? Did he call you darling? Did you actually speak to him?
No, I didn't. I think he actually did call me darling. He asked for a Diet Coke. I got him a Diet Coke. He didn't speak to me really. No. He insisted on smoking in the building.
Yeah, I remember he said that. Did he get fined for that? Do you pay a fine? Yeah.
Because it's nothing. This is the thing. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
no, yeah. Well, I was going to say, I remember seeing on quite a few music documentaries of where if it's like a documentary about a band or a musician that are touring,
Yeah.
they'll always include that clip in a documentary where they'll be smoking in a green room at like the O2 or the Apollo or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the staff will come in and say, by the way, to let you know, that's a £10,000 fine.
Right.
And they go, yeah, no worries, it's fine. And they go, okay, great, yeah, you can carry on.
I would never. I'd like to think that no matter how rich I got,
You'd always go outside for a fag.
yeah, I'd never. I'd never disrespect thing. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
I've just got a level of respect. I also think it's really embarrassing when people think that they're
Above a place.
Like
Yeah.
humans are so stupid that any of us think that any of us are better than the other one.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
stupidest thing.
Yeah.
We are all little grains of
Yeah,
sand in a
yeah.
speck in the universe, and no matter like we're all just playing a huge big game of bullshit all the time. So like, why do you think you're
Better than me.
better than me?
Yeah.
I'm a human being. Like I'm like perfect. I'm like
You are. That's why
unbelievable.
Cowell picture.
I know. I am perfect.
Yeah, defo.
In every way, unique. It's like a miracle that I, in this form, in this time, I'm here on this planet, this time. What makes you think that you're better? Arrogant twat.
I know.
Cowell, if you're listening, CC.
Yeah. Pick me again, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think of that guy that snuck in, that queue jumped at the Venice Cathedral. Do you remember him?
You've not forgot about him, have you?
The Grudgeman never forgets. The
Yeah.
Grudgeman does not forget.
Wow.
Because I
I've
just
not
thought,
forgot.
because I just thought, who the fuck are you? Who do you think you are? There's a massive queue of people here. What makes you think? Why is your time so much more precious than everyone else that's abided by the rules?
Rules, yeah.
Like-
yeah, but were you not just more... Were you annoyed at him for cutting in? Or were you a little bit like, I could never be that guy that just
Oh, it's a good question.
can cut in front
good
because I want
question.
to, because I'm sick of queuing. And this guy has no shame.
Hmm.
He's just doing it. He's not even tussling with the idea of it. He's just in there.
I think
Queue
I'd be a liar if I said that it part of me didn't wish that I was that bullshit.
Yeah.
But then also part of me is really grateful that I'm not, because it doesn't make other people feel good. And then I would have to be in that headspace in which I think I'm better than other people.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely like envy that kind of confidence or arrogant, self-belief that I'm worthy to a large extent. But like, definitely, I was more just angry. And the thing is, I wasn't even angry for us. Like, we just got engaged. I was on cloud 9.
Yeah.
And the queue the queue went down so quick.
Right,
That it was like, wasn't even worth the
No,
jump.
no.
But I was more like outraged for everyone around us. When you're in a queue, you're part of it.
Yeah.
You're a team.
You're all in it together.
And when people, and it's like, and it's a respect that, I turned up earlier, which is why I am ahead of you. It's just first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Right. And they respect that. We all respect that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't respecting that. And it just made me annoyed.
And I know that place.
And I think because queuing is inherently British.
I also think queuing for something is insane.
Yeah.
Like the thing that we were queuing for, that cathedral.
Yeah.
You've got to think that like that's only important because we've told the story of it being important.
The cathedral.
Right. So like even no matter what that story was, okay, there was hundreds of people that took hours and hours to build this thing, the intricacy, the dedication to the walls, the thing, the this and that. Like, why is it that we deem that important and you don't deem the life of somebody who like an ordinary person who just made an ice cream shop?
Yeah.
Or like, like what we value or like,
Are you, just so I'm hearing right.
Yeah.
You're comparing the Venice Cathedral to an ice cream shop.
I'm just saying, I know where I'd rather be.
Yeah. And the queues are a lot smaller.
Yeah. And you get ice cream at the end.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think queuing for things that you don't actually like, you only queue for those things because you hear it's good as well. Everyone's like, oh, I'm meant to go see that thing because that's what it told me in the Lonely Planet guide.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, there's probably loads of places in this but that's like much more interesting for other reasons, but it's not popular. Popular places are inherently bad.
Have you ever been to one that you think is shit? Like, have you been to a tourist location or seen
this is
something
it.
where everyone said, like, this is amazing, you have to see it, and then you turn up and you're like, oh, this is a bit shit actually.
Yeah, but don't you think that when someone says, "Oh my God, you have to see this thing, it's amazing," don't you go in with that expectation? So that's how you see it. If someone said to you, "The Sistine Chapel is shoddy, it's the worst craftsmanship I've seen,"
I don't think I'd think that when I saw it.
And then you went, "Oh yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it?"
But what's interesting actually is if we're talking about our Italy trip, because Italy is a country which has so many of those places,
right?
That's like, you have to see this. You have to see the Colosseum. You have to see the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was absolutely blown away by was the Forum. You know, the building, the Forum with the hole in the roof.
Yeah.
Like, and no one had ever mentioned that to me. I'd never heard of the Forum before.
That's true.
No one told me there's this like 2,000-year-old building, massive building in the middle of Rome, pretty much perfect condition, that when you look at it, looks as though you're literally living in that time period. No one told me about that place, and that was the place that I was so blown away by because I probably had no expectation. But then every time I went into the Colosseum, all the you laughing at what happened in the Forum?
Yeah, so you just described the most. Yeah, it was stunning, and we were both sat there on one of the pews, just like looking up at this ceiling with this hole in the top
on a wooden pew, wasn't it?
Wooden pews, and just taking it all and going,
Yeah,
wow, this is actually pretty worthy.
Incredible, yeah.
Really great. And at that moment when we're both like in that wonderment, there was two women sat in front of us on this bench, and the whole place is silent.
Pretty quiet.
Everyone's quiet, taking it all in. And and it echoes, you know, it's architecturally meant to do so. But when you have concerts and prayer, it echoes throughout the whole building. And at that precise moment, one of the women in front of us just leaned forward ever so slightly and let out a huge fart. So loud.
And she was such a petite little girl as well, such a petite lady.
So small.
It rapped against the wooden pew and echoed.
Echoed throughout the hall.
And we were like so stunned. We were like,
did that just happen?
Stunned.
Yeah.
And then both her and her friend turned round to us and went, I didn't realise that we were behind them.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because I don't think she did. I think
force.
she thought it was going to be a nice silent one.
It was like God channeled through the hole in the roof of the Forum and then came out of her hole.
Ass. Well, if that's what God is, we should all be...
Sign me up, baby.
Very disappointed.
Yeah.
What do you think? Every time someone farts, that's God speaking to you?
No, I was joking because we're in a glorious building, like a holy building.
Quite ironic.
Literally a holy building. Yeah, but the thing is with the Forum is that I had no expectation. It was one of my favourite places I saw. But then when I went to the Colosseum, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's not like it. And then when we were at the...
It wasn't called the Forum. That place.
I think it was.
The Forum wasn't the Forum outside of the Colosseum.
Oh,
that place.
That's the Forum. What is that? Oh, shit. Yeah, what is that landmark called? I'm sure there's people screaming.
Yeah.
Rome sites. It's the Pantheon. The Pantheon, that was it. The Pantheon, guys. Not the Forum, I'm afraid. The Pantheon. Yeah, the Pantheon was just ridiculous. It was so good.
Yeah, it was great. Alf.
Mm-hmm.
How are your how are your cock and balls right now?
Well, after that Simon Cowell chat, they're pretty ready.
Are they comfortable?
Yes.
Would you say that they accommodate you physically, emotionally, mentally?
Would my cock and balls accommodate me physically and emotionally?
No. Are they do they feel comfortable?
Yeah, they do at the minute.
Yeah. Would you want them to be more comfortable?
Always. If someone has a way, always.
Well, let me tell you. And this sounds like we're doing an ad.
Yeah, it sounds like we've got our first sponsor.
That would be cool if we could get them as a sponsor. Okay. Because I've come across a underwear line that I think you would be really interested in.
What are they called?
They're called Separattack. Lads, for all the gents out there, For all the owners of the meat and two veg, there is, don't worry, there's an answer.
Okay. What are they called? Separatec.
Separatec. It's boxes
Right.
with different pouches for your things to sit in.
Oh, so you got one for your balls, one for your dick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's an actual proper little hole for your peen.
What do you think? Because when someone,
I definitely want to try them.
So a friend of mine actually used the phrase, "Do you need to get Alf a present?"
Did they actually mention me specifically?
Yeah, specifically. And I said, "Well, I'm always on the lookout for a nice little gift."
Yeah.
And he said, "I've got something that's going to change his life." And I think
Change my life.
I think he felt it as duty as a man.
Wow, he's like been letting on a little secret.
Yeah,
and he needs
like,
to share it.
I can't believe this is the way.
Wow.
And he said, it's boxes that separates your cock and balls. And I went and I was like, okay.
Yeah. No,
I can't understand why this might be of use for you guys.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I just wanted you to like expand on why that might be nice.
I'm all for it.
Why?
Well, I think what's like a good way of putting this? It depends what sort of man you are, I guess. It depends what God's blessed you with.
Right.
Depends what your size in terms of literally your physical size, your length of your thighs as well. Like this is a conversation I've had with friends, is that like if you're quite short and you get like medium boxers or large boxers, like they're really long then.
Like a little skirt.
Or if I get, so like, I'm in a bit of a weird zone, whereas like I'll probably wear like either a medium or a large. But if I get a medium, it might fit my waist, but my legs are really long. So like they end up coming quite high up on my thigh. And I've got quite big thighs as well. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, tiny.
Simon, if you're listening.
Tiny knees.
Tiny knee, absolutely tiny knees.
Size of my fingerprints.
Yeah. But my thighs are massive.
Huge.
But so my problem is that I feel like balls and the whole package is too much sort of weight to be supported by one pouch. By one thing. There's too much getting crammed into a too little space, basically.
Yeah.
So like it can be a bit uncomfortable, and it's not good for you. Actually, it's not good for you
keeping them close
for your sperm count. Like if you get everything smushed in, it's not good. It keeps them hot, and they shouldn't be hot. They should be cool and comfortable.
Yeah.
So my thing is that after a few washes as well, the elastic in the pouch, so like the crotch section, and also around the legs can loosen a little bit too, and then everything's not supported or held well. And like the worst nightmare is that like and also boxes like loosen up during the day as well as you're moving and doing stuff in them, so they get a bit looser on the legs and stuff. Yeah, it's like everything's just not held.
Yeah, you want to feel supported.
Like, I want to feel supported and secure, and knowing that nothing's going to slip
fine.
out.
Everything's going to be okay.
Everything's fine. Everything's okay.
Yeah. I was like amazed when I heard it, because it was one of those things, like those inventions, that I was kind of shocked that it hadn't been invented before. Like I've only just heard about it.
Yeah.
Have you heard about them before?
No, I've never heard about them before. But like, I'm trying to get my head right. It does make sense. But I'm also trying to. I'm so used to the way things are. I'm trying to imagine what it would feel like.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. Should we order you some?
Yeah, we definitely should. Yeah, definitely. I'm up for a pair for sure.
Okay.
But like, I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing. All I need is a good review from someone to say they're worth getting, and I'll get them.
I tell you where it wouldn't work, like for swimming trunks.
Yeah.
That would look weird, wouldn't it?
It would look very weird. You'd look a bit like a predator.
You would, yeah. Yeah, it would be so strange. You'd be like,
weird.
Who's this octopus on the beach?
Yeah.
Why has he felt the need to showcase all of it separately?
My immediate thought was when you told me about him was that thing, that stunt on Jackass, where he like made his dick look like a mouse and put it in a snake, and he had like a string on it,
God,
and a little
yeah.
pouch thing. That was
Yeah.
what my immediate thought was.
No, I
Do you
wouldn't.
think it would? Do you think they'd be attractive?
I honestly can't even imagine what they look like. I'm really confused. I think male genitalia is a tricky landscape.
It is a tricky landscape.
Like, there's so much going on down there. I don't know how you guys cope.
If you could redesign the female underwear, what would you change? Because a great sort of question for this is like, if you could change some female clothing, my immediate thing would be give yourself some pockets. So like, is there
Yeah.
anything that you think they're missing on the underwear side?
Well, I suppose we look out by, we don't have to have anything separated, really.
No.
You know, everything's just there. You know, it's just, you know.
All in the same remit.
Yeah, the chessboard's ready to go. Like, it's just you know, a surface.
Yeah.
Let's say.
By the way, never heard you say the phrase "the chessboard's ready to go," but especially when talking about your vagina, and I absolutely love that.
I know, I think you would. Yeah,
It really excited
they
me.
do say the vagina is the chessboard of the,
of the body.
Of the body.
Do you know what? It fucking is. It absolutely is.
It is.
I love that phrase. Why have you never pulled that out quicker?
I don't know. It just came to me.
The chessboard's ready to go.
Yeah.
God, say that to me every day.
Okay, you got it.
Look at me. Chessboard's ready to go. Anyway.
What
would you change about women's underwear?
Yeah. Not a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of choice. There's a lot of choice. Sorry, that was a massive bumblebee outside. There's a lot of choice for women, depending on your shape, depending on your size. For women, I think it's less about what's there than how it fits around your hips and your waist. And
it's more about
it's more about the
comfort,
size. And
size.
how it makes you look, how it's, you know, smooths everything down as well.
Right.
A lot of bumps and things down there. But women like to kind of feel like they're streamlined.
Yeah.
But I think there's not a lot for us to kind of juggle.
Yeah. It's funny, actually, because, again, an episode of Seinfeld, when they're talking about wearing boxers or briefs.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, American boxers, and you do get them in England as well, is like, you know, like the like shorts.
Shorts.
I cannot do them.
Free.
Because everything just feels like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Control.
There's no like stability in anything.
Yeah.
And
do you not just quickly? Would you not think that having them separated in their own little pouch would get them really hot?
no, they'd be cooler, I think.
Do you think?
Yeah. But I never usually wore briefs, but I've started to. And because of the stability, because sometimes even boxer briefs don't give you that security
Support.
that you need.
Yeah, you don't want anything dropping out.
No, definitely not. Especially, I usually wear briefs when I go to the gym, actually,
Right.
because that you definitely don't want stuff dropping out when you're running or you're lifting or you're squatting or whatever.
Why do you think they're called briefs?
Don't know.
So you've got briefs, boxers.
Yeah, then you get
And then-
boxer briefs. Boxer briefs is what I usually wear, which is like like a elastic
Yeah,
boxer
yeah.
short.
Oh,
with
yeah. Right, yeah. Boxer briefs. Right, okay. God, we've got a lot of terms as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There we go. Well, let's go. Let's get some ordered, and then we'll see.
Maybe
then we'll
we
reach
could
out
get-
for a sponsor.
maybe
Maybe
I-
get a free sample.
Maybe you get a free sample.
I'm saying maybe we could if we mention them on the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get a free pair?
Oh, my God, you should definitely try that. Oh, my God, yeah.
Right. Let's wrap up then.
Okay.
So thanks for listening, everyone. Find us on social media. I could be grandma, everything, pretty much. I could be your _grandma on Instagram. And we'll be back next week with more shenanigans. Episode 19. Tell your friends, get people to listen, get people to download,
Yeah.
subscribe, like, do everything. Watch on YouTube. Enjoy our new couch layout, our relaxed granny room.
Yeah, if you like the podcast and you're listening to it on the reg, just tell people
Tell
about
your friends.
it. Tell your
Tell
friends.
your
If you think
friends.
people are going to enjoy it, spread the word.
Absolutely.
Support your grannies.
Big couple of weeks coming up, though, because we've got episode 20 coming up.
Oh my
Which is massive,
That's
isn't it?
that's really cool. That's
mental.
really cool. Yeah. Wow.
So we'll
we should do
get
something
planned.
big.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should do a live episode or something.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you could showcase your new shot.
Hey,
shorts.
could showcase my new shorts.
Yeah.
Episode 20.
Yeah, and maybe we could get a Dawn French doll. in, and we,
Definitely eat some pudding off it.
eat some food off it.
Nice one. Right, well, I love you very much.
Love you too.
Have a good week, everyone.
Have a glorious world, everyone.
Ta-ta.
Dance.